Hey guys, Kim here again. This is the latest mystery part. So let me zoom it in. So funny looking. This is a 3D printed part. Another 3D printed part. And I'm going to duplicate those in 4140 steel. I got a chunk of it here that is the right size for me to make these two critters out of. For these little things, I kind of like the bar stock, the round bar stock, because there's all kinds of shapes in that bar stock. You just got to remove what you don't need anymore. So it's going to start with marking this. So I use blue Dicum for the single and sole reason that that's the color of the first layout fluid I ever got, blue, so I stuck with it. So I'm going to shut it off, come back and get repositioned and kind of show you what I'm trying to do here. So anywho, here's this little piece. I got two options. See? These are two plastic parts. And one's longer than the other and the other one's fatter. But the fatter one, if you check it, you find, I basically have two rectangles, right? And I want to be able to put this round piece of steel into the mill and make a rectangle that's big enough to make both of these out of. So you start with the widest dimension. This is the widest, right? It's the longest. So that will fit. I know that will fit. But then looking closer, this one is actually a little wider here. Even though it's narrower than that, this is a little wider. So if I use it, I know this one fits in there too, right? So here's how I do it. And zoom this guy in. So my first step is to make a rectangular shaped piece of steel that's pretty close to both of these guys. So if I make it this long, this will fit it. If I make it, this is fatter this way, this one is a little wider. So if I make it wider than this, I know it'll fit the long way already. So how I do that, just kind of give you an idea. I start by looking at this edge right here and figuring out how close I can get to here and still have room. So go like that, make a little mark. Whoops. It's okay. See, now I got a line right here. Then put this little guy on there. And just to kind of get an idea, make a line across this way. All right. So then if I turn this guy around and go to the edge again, right? So I know this is wider than both of these. And then I do it the other end the same way. How close can I get this? Pretty dang close, really, and still have room for it. Turn it around. And so I'm just taking a wild ass yeah, this guy right here is real close to not being wide enough. But okay, so all I really got to do now is set this up where I can machine it to flatness to make a rectangular bar out of that round stock. But these marks give you an idea about what measurements I got to start with to remove material down to where I can make what I need. Stand by. Okay guys, so here's the deal. The easiest way for me with my little tiny machines to make a really nice rectangle or square or hexagonal, any kind of multifaceted piece, is to put it on a collet. Because then I can put it in a C5 collet holder and I can make squares and 6 sides and 3 sides and stuff like that. So the biggest one I got is 3/4. So I start by taking this piece. I'm going to cut a 3/4 inch stub sticking out that I can slip this on, and then I'll go to town with it. Here's a little video. Not bad. So this piece I bought was not a precision ground one yet, so that's real close. I just took like 8 off, 8 thousandths. Here we go. So now that I know it's round, I can get a halfway decent measurement. Hit it with the calipers. I just want to know the ballpark. 1 inch, 415, right? So I have to take 250 off, right? From an inch. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got to take 3/4 off. About double it right now. Stand by. So my way of doing it is just grind it down until it looks close, then start measuring. But, you know, I ain't no machinist. I'm just some guy screwing around in a shed. So let's see what size it is. It's kind of hot. It's going to be oversized. I was looking at it, looked like it's pretty close to an inch, so I thought I'd measure it. What's it say? Oh, it's over an inch. 45 thousandths. Okay, cool. So I got 250 to go. And right there at the end, I got to heat it up and kept getting better and better. Here's 10 thousandths chip, and here's a 25 thousandths chip right there. Let's see. Yeah. These guys right here, those are the chips I was getting at. Oh, shaky, shaky. That's the last bit of chips, 25,000 cut. Let's see what else happens. I'm going to take a break for a second and I'll be right back. Well, kind of being a moron, that 3/4 collet, somehow I got on there and got the math wrong and made it the wrong size, too small. Fortunately, I got 11/16, and that one fits just fine, thank you very much. Okay, so I got to use a 5C collet for it. So you get this guy. Make sure it's lined up. About like that. Let's see.
Begin to eat the dust, the dust of Baja California.
It's a great pleasure. It's a great pleasure. It's a great pleasure to have all of you here today. I thought you all might begin your tour here.
Senator, welcome to our microphone.
Is there anything of yours that we could keep as a memento of this visit?
Take California.
made this little trepanning tool for cutting big washers out of and stuff. So it also works really good for
The word is about, there's something evolving. Whatever may come, the world keeps revolving. They say the next big thing is here, that the revolution's near. But to me it seems quite clear that it's all just a little bit of history repeating. People shout, a new style is growing, but it don't know if it's coming or going. There is fashion, there is fact. Some is good, some is bad, and the joke is rather sad that it's all just a little bit of history repeating. Woman, man, girl and boy, feel the pain, feel the joy, and sidestep the little bits of history repeating.
can do this with this rickety setup I got. So ham filing for me was the beginning. When I was training, they wouldn't let you use a power tool until you could make it look really good with a file. So I'm using this is an ancient friggin' Simmons file, but it's both sides have, it doesn't have a safe edge. So I'm looking to get this surface, to get the milling marks off of it. I won't know how good this camera is getting a picture of it, a cell phone I should say. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then I switched to this ancient file I've used for a long time, and it has a safe edge. See, these edges don't have any filing, ground them off years ago. And it's a very fine, been through hell, but it still works. But with this safe edge, I can butt it up against there and hold it and not worry about messing up that machine surface there. And this guy takes pretty much all of the file marks out from that roughing file. All right. See if I can zoom this guy out. Come on. Yeah. So I just keep working at this with a safe edge, and you're able to clean up these radiuses without screwing up your underlying part. So I'm only concerning myself with this guy right here because this piece I'm going to cut it off bandsaw and I'll face it with a fly cutter down to here, an index mill, to get this dimension. But right now I'm only working on this guy.